no one wins a price war. And any kind of victory there might be, if you see you get more work and more business, it's what they call a Pyrrhic victory, like shooting yourself in the foot. You know, it's everybody fucking suffers in a price war. It's bad for you. It's bad for your clients. So it's bad for you because obviously you're not making enough money. You're not making as much money, and you're working the same for each. Well, if you get the same amount of work, you're working just as hard for less money. Well, because you're not making as much money per job, you need to work harder. So you're then working harder for less money or the same money. That harms you, obviously. It also harms your clients because you can't give them the service they desire, they deserve, or anything else. It's even bad for your competition because in a price war, what happens is, Fred down the street drops his prices, say in a restaurant. So you then drop your prices. And everyone else down the street, every other restaurant drops their prices too. And over a short period of time, the amount of clientele just fucking evens out because people who like going to the chicken restaurant will go back to the chicken restaurant having tried the beef one when they drop their prices. But they'll just go back, regression to the mean. So I'll give it a little while. It all settles down. You all get the same amount of business, roughly, as before. The only thing is, you're not being paid as much for it. Well, you can't deliver the same quality and service for a low price as you can for a high price. So every fucker suffers. You, your clients, and whether you care or not, the competition.
It's fucking insane. Back where I used to live, I can say that now.
Yeah.
On a little
when you lived at home with mummy and daddy.
With mummy and daddy, I ventured out into the big boy world, got myself an office, a bedroom, a living room. I've even got a roof terrace. Anyway, back on Hayling. Hayling's a small place, obviously. It's a tiny little island. There's this one kebab shop that's progressively been putting its prices up over time because it quickly realised there was a market on the island for expensive but good quality. I'd say expensive, comparably expensive, good quality fast food on the island. And it's not even fast. You have to wait half an hour for this kebab because it is a kebab shop. And you're looking at £10 for a kebab, which is a lot more than most people would want to pay for a kebab. But it's so fucking good. I've never had a better kebab, even in restaurants. It's so fucking good. And they are rammed all the fucking time. They must make so much money because Hayling Island is a wealthy place and they are always chocker with orders. You've got a battle to get on the phone with them. If you order on the website, it says this could take hour to hour and a half because everyone's just ordering their kebabs. They need to put their prices up again. It's ridiculous.
They should put their prices up. And you see people on LinkedIn will say, "Oh, it's greedy." No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
The point I'm making is there has been 10 other kebab shops, roughly, or fast food shops that have tried to compete on price with this place. Funnily enough, there's one that has survived, and it's a hog roll place, and they are even more expensive than the kebab shop. A hog roast.
Oh, right, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
And they're even more expensive than the kebab shop. And they're the only one that survived. There's been a plethora of different cheap shit takeaways that have set up, been there for 6 months to a year and have gone. And it's always right, just they keep the kebab up there and it's just James's kebabs, Kathir's kebab, it's just all these different, and they all go. But every one that sets up and they're more expensive, higher quality, good service, they get to know you on a first name basis, they're still there.
Yeah, I mean, we in the town, I've written about this in my daily emails over the years several times. But it's so common, it's almost a cliche. It's not happening right now because of COVID. But what would happen is there's a few sites in town where what happens is it gets taken up, the shop fitters move in, and a cafe opens up. Right, great, and it's usually some bloke or more often a woman, to be honest, who's got taken early retirement and poured her nest egg into a live stream of running a little cafe, right? And they're trying to make themselves different, but they make themselves different with the little knickknacks on the table. So some of them have a little metal bucket with the knives and forks in, and these little fucking milk churns for the, just little things that make no difference really, but they're just little things they think are a USP, and they're all cheap. And 6 months later to a year, they go out of business. And then maybe a couple of months later, lease acquired, another cafe opens up. Same thing happens. It just happens time. And there's probably 3 or 4 sites in the town that happens to. And then there are sites in the town where it's pound shops, you know, everything under a pound, well, everything under €1. And not only, I mean, how they keep going, I don't know. How they keep going, because if everything's under a pound, you can't be making much profit on each one. But even if it's 100% profit, you're probably going to be selling €1,000 a month at least, you know, to keep things going. Well, how do you sell 1,000 pieces of shit out of a shop like that in a place like Clonakilty? Seriously. But the kind of clients, the kind of customers you get in a pound shop, seriously, you know, I wouldn't want to go in there. And I'm not a snob at all, but I don't want to go into a pound shop. I want to get seen by people. I wouldn't even go into fucking Lidl. You know, I send the missus into Lidl. I ain't going. People might see me. If I'm going into Lidl, I'm going to pretend I'm someone else or pretend I'm fucking burgeoning the place or something, you know?
That's a good,
the thing is,
good
Lidl
thing about
do
Mars.
great cheese and bread. Their bread and cheese is fucking superb.
Oh, they have. Does your one have a bakery?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, super value is fucking. We're talking about bread, man. We can. How boring are we?
But how good is bread?
Bread is the dog's bollocks.
How good is bread?
Bread.
It's boring, but
bread is fucking.
I fucking love me some bread.
I love bread. Bread and cheese. I mean,
next time you send Mrs. EBG and ask her to get you a Portuguese tart.
I'd get one of those.
As good as it sounds.
I'd go all the way to Portugal for one of those.
It's just as good as it sounds.
But yeah, so you know, no one wins a prize war, and